Everyone hears one story about climate change. CO2 traps heat, Earth warms, therefore, we are in crisis. But that story is built almost entirely on radiative heat theory, the idea that infrared absorption and emission control the planet's temperature. Is that the whole picture? Not even close. Let's look at the other half of climate physics, thermodynamics. Radiative theory focuses on how gases absorb and emit infrared light. CO2 absorbs in specific wavelengths, and yes, this effect is real and measurable. But Earth isn't a closed box of still air. It's a turbulent fluid system where energy moves overwhelmingly by convection, evaporation, condensation, and ocean circulation. This is where thermodynamics comes in, and where the story gets a lot more interesting. In the real atmosphere, convection carries heat upward, evaporation moves huge amounts of latent heat, clouds reflect sunlight and regulate temperature. The oceans store 1,000 times more heat than the air. Earth behaves less like a greenhouse and more like a gigantic heat engine. Radiation is only one part of the machine, and not always the dominant part. Here's the key point. The heat moved vertically by convection, plus evaporation is dwarfing the radiative effect of CO2 at the surface, but the IPCC climate models mostly tune themselves to radiative changes, not full thermodynamic behavior. That means feedbacks, clouds, and ocean cycles, the biggest climate players, often get simplified or guessed. This is why model predictions vary wildly and historically overestimated warming. Thermodynamics tells us to look at the total energy, joules, not just temperature averages, phase changes of water, the atmosphere's dominant heat mover, ocean mixing and multi-decadal cycles, non-radiative fluxes that radiative theory can't capture well. Radiative theory explains how a gas absorbs light. Thermodynamics explains how the whole climate actually moves heat. One is narrow, the other is the full engine. So the real debate isn't CO2 or no CO2. The real debate is, does radiative theory alone dominate climate change, or is the thermodynamic system far more powerful than the models admit? The evidence increasingly supports the second view. A climate system ruled by thermodynamics is more stable, more self-regulating, less sensitive to CO2, and shaped by oceans, clouds, and water vapor, not a trace gas. Understanding this isn't denial, it's physics. The climate is a heat engine, and engines run on thermodynamics, not headlines.